Decapitate. Hey guys, check this out. Backhand.
Oh, that was nice. More. Oh, you got a little on me. You got a little in my eye.
It's going to that.
30 love.
I love decapitating zombies.
Right where the pickleball rack.
My God.
Oh, you
got that really
Yeah.
Come on, Nick, get into it. Just chop a few heads.
My horse, Joni Mitchell, the horse is covered in blood.
We're doing this right now.
I can. I'm loving this. Oh, this is like a dream come true. Just kill a bunch of
every
little zombies.
survivalist nightmare. I love it.
This is like every video game where you have those levels, you know, where it's like, all right, this is the calm before the storm.
Like carpentry levels?
See if there's any supplies around.
Oh, if we find a bunch of ammo, we're screwed.
Oh, now enough time. Let's go!
Let's go!
Here's another wave.
By the way, how did Angela get a 9mm pistol?
Oh no, it's pretty hype though. She's a better shot than I assumed. That's really nice done.
I'm really good at it. For practice.
I think she's got hollow points and those people are just exploding.
Yes, it's fucking ferocious.
It's like-
I don't disagree.
Way too easy.
Like pumpkins.
Turning them into watermelon.
Oh, where are all these people coming from?
It's a little
I don't
too
know. There's
easy,
a whole bunch
though,
of
right?
them. I have no problem doing this and then this and then this.
Wait, guys. This is really easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's zombie.
fun.
Wait. But
Where's the person that was in help? I mean, we heard the shots earlier. What? Anybody see anything? Anyone in help?
I don't see anyone.
Well, nice decapitation.
Yeah, that's a bad one. That was a bad one.
yeesh, that was messy.
Was that too far?
These are undead, right?
That's what you assume.
Are they?
Zombies are undead.
I mean,
you got zombie elbow there?
I
You
hit
got
my
zombie
They fight
elbow?
you?
bone. I hit my funny bone.
Oh, it's
you
never
did
funny,
that.
is it? Oh.
Stab.
There you go. Get it out.
He's back
Get it
at it.
out
He's
on
back
a
at it.
zombie face.
We gotta find the guy or the girl or the person.
Okay, so it's definitely a human, I guess. Only humans can shoot guns in your world.
Yeah, way to be specious. That. What he
That
said.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems like it would be a human being.
presumably.
Maybe schmutzy.
I'm from Florida.
Maybe Switzer.
Everything has guns.
Man, Daddy, what's your six?
Oh, God, I'm on board.
Thank you, Nick
Give me on
Spy.
board. Give me on board.
I got you.
Get him.
It's gonna be a lot.
Oh, man, they're all around me. They're all around me. Keep jumping. My sword. Where's
This
my
kind of just
sword?
sit back and let you do that.
Really?
I always thought zombies would be a lot
disturbing,
more
you guys.
docile than this.
Yeah, we need to get off of the horses and we need to find this person. Let's get off the horse.
I'm already fucking off the horse. You all
Bad
join me
idea,
on the
but all right,
ground where
let's
these freaking old things
Let's
are coming
go.
at me.
Keep
Guys,
There's an open door.
walking.
Just go in that building. There's an open door.
Run. Oh, I am old. And wait. We're halfway there.
Quick,
There you
the door.
Shut the door. Shut it. Lock the door.
Wait, hold on. Can you keep the door open? And I'm going to do like a cool Indiana Jones slide.
All right, but you have to keep it. You have to lose your hat on the other side and then reach and grab your hat and be really cool.
Open it up. Okay.
Oh my gosh, just go!
Wait.
Oh, he's scooting on his butt. No, he's scooting on his butt.
That is so uncool.
I'm glad we wasted precious moments on that.
That was
That
great.
was- that was not
Memories
worth it.
to
That
have
was not
forever.
worth
You guys are fucking dicks. You wanted me to die.
What?
You wanted to do the super cool Indiana Jones slide.
You had to be a trickster.
All right.
What is he, Loki?
All right, so I'm going to push this thing in front of the door. Let's make sure nobody else
let's-
go up the door.
let's
Let me
just
just
barricade this
slide
bad
this over.
Thanks for the help.
All right.
You know when they put like a chair against the door handle in movies? Does that ever work?
I don't know.
All right, everybody,
where are
let's
we?
check to make sure there's no other exits, entrances.
Good call.
Let's be smart about this.
Good call. Like,
Is there anything in the back?
And that door is shut, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not seeing any windows. I'm not seeing any extra doors.
Interesting. What's in here? What kind of store is this? What is this?
It's like
Looks
a
like
general
a
store?
convenience store. Yeah, there's some ramen. No, that is not ramen.
Is that
What
tab?
I can't pronounce this. Is this Czech?
You just did. You just pronounced it. It's Czech, yeah.
Minus a C.
Czech cola, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
It's pretty easy to pronounce.
Really moldy.
I stand
Yeah,
corrected.
everything looks way
Dusty and moldy.
icky.
Gross in here.
All of these burritos are moldy.
Yeah, totally
Oh,
gross.
nothing's worse than a moldy burrito.
Guys, I found there's a back door, but there's all of these cases of Billy beer in front of it. I
Oh
don't know.
no!
Boom shakalaka. We ain't going nowhere.
Alcohol doesn't go bad, right?
He's opening up
No,
a
it just
beer.
gets better.
I feel like we shouldn't really leave right now. There's a lot of zombies out there, and they
Thank
are
you.
dead.
Yeah, they're
We should probably
coming
take a
closer
peek.
and closer to the building. I can see them through this little window here.
Let's just duck down and just maybe they'll go away on their
Yeah.
own. They can't see that well, right?
These are zombies.
These are zombies. These are definitely zombies. You can the way their heads just pop right off like Lego characters. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a little
That was
unsettling.
too easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A little too easy.
You know what this is reminding me of, you guys?
What is it?
Uh-oh.
You guys ever heard of the Kalaupapa settlement.
I'm sorry, what?
Or the Molokai leper colony.
Well, which is it?
Both.
Jesus!
Molokai cocktail?
Exactly.
Whoa.
Have you guys ever heard of the U.S. state Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's the 49th? No, 50th? 50th state, yeah.
Did you know it's one of 2 U.S. states that were internationally recognized as sovereign nations before becoming U.S. states?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what the other one is?
Ooh, Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pointless.
First of all, did you know that the oldest island that's part of the Hawaii Islands, of the archipelago of islands, there's about 132 islands.
I did not know that. There are only like 7 or 8 main ones, right, though?
There are, about like 8 main islands. Like, and they even consider like Midway part of that whole
Which is
grouping.
crazy.
But yeah, about 132.
Are some of them like the size of like one man could sit on it with an umbrella?
Tiny. Like the oldest one that's out by Midway, it's estimated to be about 28 million years old.
Wow.
And the youngest island, do you know which one that is?
Well, the Earth is only 6,000 years old, so...
But which particular island it is in Hawaii?
Oh, wait, that's...
Oahu.
Maui?
It's actually Hawaii, like the big island.
Big Island is
'Cause,
the
like,
youngest one?
Yes, the youngest. So if you think about it, like it's a hot spot and the crust moves over it, and as it like pops up, it creates all these little islands. So like the newest one is like the biggest one. All the other ones have been like eroded from ocean and
it's
stored.
Like a big Earth zit.
It's more like an Earth pizza, and the bubble on the crust is Hawaii.
It's a mountain crest, right? And like the islands are the tops.
Correct. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's very fascinating. And if you're to look at Hawaii from like east to west, or if you're to like read Hebrew from right to left, it's the biggest ones are like Hawaii, and then it's Maui, and then it's Oahu, and then it's Kauai. Those are like kind of the bigger main islands. Yeah. But in between Maui and Oahu is the 5th largest Hawaiian island, which is Molokai. So the Kingdom of Hawaii was sovereign from 1810 until 1893, and that's when American and European capitalists and landholders overthrew the monarchy. Hawaii's 5th largest island, which is Molokai, it's only 38 miles long and 10 miles across at its widest.
Wow.
And it's home to the highest sea cliffs in the world, 3,000 feet above sea level.
Damn.
Whoa.
And
On such a small little island.
Such a small little island. And so what they think actually happened, geologists thought that the cliffs were carved by wind and water erosion, but then they think that it was formed after a third of the northern portion of the island collapsed into the sea. So it's just this like flat rock face. Just
What the
That's
hell?
the part that just broke off.
It just broke off, yeah.
Cthulhu reclaimed his real estate.
They're not making land like they used to.
That's right.
We need to make more land.
Thank you.
So on Molokai, there's the Kalaupapa Peninsula. It remains one of the most remote locations in Hawaii due to this unique volcanic and geologic activity. That's what they're talking about with like the sea cliffs and everything. And plus, it's like shark-infested waters around there as well.
Yeah.
Not infested. That's their house.
That's their home. That's true. That's true.
It's their real estate.
Molokai also has a still big population of native Hawaiian ancestry, and they continue to preserve their rural lifestyle thanks to their love of the land. So the Kalaupapa Peninsula on the northern coast of Molokai is the current site of Kalawao County, which is actually the smallest county in the U.S. in terms of area size.
No kidding.
That's the border for the Kalaupapa settlement. However, the origins of the settlement are sad and disturbing.
There it is. I was wondering. I was like,
wondering when we were going to get
This just
to
seems
that.
like a nice little history lesson. We normally get something creepy and scary, and there it is.
The other sandal
Nice
has dropped.
geography. Now we got to get sad about it.
Unfortunately, in the 1840s, so this is during the Kingdom of Hawaii, it's still sovereign, an untreatable disease arrived by merchant sailors. And that was leprosy.
There it is. There it is.
It became an epidemic, and it was so feared that they thought it would just take down the whole Kingdom of Hawaii.
Wow.
Everybody. Just so everyone knows, leprosy, if you don't, it's also known as Hansen's disease.
Really?
It's a long-term infection by the bacteria Mycobacterium leprae or Mycobacterium lepromatosis. It can lead to the damage of nerves, respiratory tract, skin, and eyes. So the nerve damage can result in a lack of ability to feel pain, neuropathy. It can,
So your shit's just falling off.
and yeah, it can lead to loss of parts of a person's extremities because you're getting injuries and like rashes and unnoticed wounds and everything. And you just get these infections that your body can't fight off, and you just lose limbs and everything.
So that's true. Like literally bits of your body fall
yes.
off.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought dropsy referred to leprosy, but it's actually like
Isn't it pleurosis?
Yeah, it's like fluid around the heart. But dropsy would be a pretty easy way of describing leprosy. Like,
Just
Drop the hand. That's right. Well, an infected person, they experience muscle weakness and poor eyesight, and the symptoms can begin within a year, but it can live in your system for like up to 20 years before you can even show
Son of a bitch!
any symptoms.
Running around willy-nilly.
yeah, you don't even know.
The interesting thing about this, though, it's spread between people, and it's very contagious, but 95% of people who contract it don't develop the disease. So most people are able to have their immune system fight it off.
So there's
It's like
carriers.
HIV positive, but not full-blown AIDS.
So basically, 95% of people that get leprosy are vectors, and they just spread it around without experiencing the issues.
It never goes full-blownsies.
Trash pandas.
If you're just hanging around armadillos and everything,
Oh, yeah.
picking them up and
That is
Taking them
true.
out,
tickling them bellies.
Yeah.
They're so cute, though.
They are.
They are extremely
little
cute.
adorable tanks.
Spread is thought to occur through a cough or contact with fluid from the nose of a person infected by leprosy. So it can just be as simple as a respiratory tract. Genetic factors, immune function also play a role in how a person catches it. However, island nations in isolation, you don't get the exposure, you don't have the immune systems built to fight off these foreign diseases and conditions, and therefore there's no cures, medication, education, research.
They had no chance.
And so it just spreads. In 1866, so this is about like 25 years since it's recorded that like leprosy was brought to the islands during the reign of Kamehameha V. The Hawaii legislature passed a law that resulted in the designation of Molokai as the site for a leper colony.
Oh.
So anyone who was seriously affected by it, could be quarantined, and just to keep them away from everybody.
And then they got those 3,000-foot cliffs.
Yeah, and there was no understanding of what this disease was. They had nothing to combat it with.
Think about the fear of something like that back in the day,
Oh, my
because
God.
now we have the ability to at least, to identify different issues.
I agree.
Back then, just all of a sudden, what happened? Paul's arm fell off. I mean,
And they're all just hanging out by themselves with like, no
hanging
treatment.
out, hanging off.
Yeah, and hanging off.
Well, yeah, so they knew it was contagious,
You
but
can't even edit the Wikipedia page.
they knew it was contagious, but they didn't know what to do about it. There's no antibiotics either. So the establishment of the isolation colony resulted in the displacement of native Hawaiian communities that had already been living on that peninsula. So it already created all that kind of issue. And then the people who were suspected of having like a skin blemish were processed as like criminals.
Oh, my God.
They were arrested. They were examined naked by like a group of people.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were convicted, like actually convicted. And then they were taken to this Kalapapa settlement on Molokai Island. And so they couldn't escape because of the 3,000-foot high cliffs. They couldn't swim because of all the sharks and it's just treacherous to go out there. And they were basically just left to live in this community.
That's so sad.
To live out the rest of their
Can
lives.
you imagine if you're just like a 14-year-old with a really bad acne outbreak and now you have to like go to a leper colony and be subjected
Right?
to that?
And they wouldn't know. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, it looks like it, so get out of here.
You wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to see your family again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you weren't allowed to get any medical support. They had nothing to give them, and it was in this remote area. No one had any resources to bring there. You couldn't have any further contact with your family.
Is death like guaranteed with leprosy, or is it?
Pretty much, you're getting infections that your body can't fight, and so
yeah.
Actually,
you're
just go septic and just that's it.
There was an article that I read on the National Institute of Health, and they have a quote from a boy that was sent there. And he said, "One of the worst things about this illness is what was done to me as a young boy." Now, I'm not sure what year this was and when he was taken, but he said, "First, I was sent away from my family. That was hard. I was so sad to go to Kalapapa. They told me right out that I would die here, that
Oh
I
my
would
God.
never see my family again.
Jesus.
It's terrible.
I heard them say this phrase, something I will never forget. This is your last place. This is
Wow.
where you're going to stay and die."
Fucking metal lead singer vocalist here, like, this is your last place.
That's
Hey,
what they
leave us
told
out of
me.
this.
I was a
Sounding like a
13-year-old kid.
child.
13-year-old. So they were remote, forgotten, no access to much fresh water. That was another part of that place. It was just a place just to die.
And then they don't have any, can I appeal? No.
Nothing.
No.
You have no law. Like, you're just thrown out there. Like, you don't.
Because they probably had no pathological testing
They
for it.
basically considered them legally dead.
Oh,
Wow.
The people with Hansen's disease, which they didn't know that's what that was at the time, they were exiled to the peninsula and they experienced extreme hardships and isolation, but over time, they built a thriving, remarkable community.
Yeah, that's great.
So starting in 1873, so it was a couple years, almost 10 years, there were major improvements because there were the arrival of some missionaries, Father Damien de Veuster and his successor, King David Kalakaua. The residents had some relief as these missionaries offered care. So in 1889, they were moved from Kalawao on the east side of the peninsula to Kalaupapa on the western side for better climate conditions. So at least, like, someone was giving them some energy. Let's give them a better, like, location than this remote, rocky terrain with nothing, with this beach.
Enjoy
Now
a
you
part
have-
of your last days.
You have leprosy and a sunburn.
And they at least
It
started...
peels right off. Don't worry.
And the U.S. at least started to look at some sort of research, some scientific attack on leprosy.
The Howleys,
They couldn't...
get off our island, Howleys.
They couldn't really figure out like a good host to grow the bacteria like outside of humans, and then that's where they figured out that armadillos were the perfect hosts. But then everyone had to wait. This whole community of people had to wait until the 1940s when sulfone drugs were found.
What?
To be effective against the disease. But some patients remained confined in the settlement until 1969.
After Hawaii's already become a state and everything like that. That's crazy.
So the isolation order was lifted that year. That was when they realized antibiotics can cure Hansen's disease. So they were able to get them to these residents, and they were cured of this illness they were told that they would die from alone in this isolation.
Antibiotics. That's
Antibiotics.
amazing. So we just let some bread out, got some mold on it, and now we're saving lives.
So, of course, once there's a cure, now everyone's kind of like, oh, sorry. Oh, so the government kind of hops in, and there's a bunch of things kind of that happen here. So during this period, the state of Hawaii enacted laws to establish the peninsula as Kalawao County. So they just kind of, you're its own county now.
I mean, it's been inhabited for so many years, right?
And
Why
took
not?
steps to ensure that the people who were forcibly isolated would be provided for and allowed to live at Kalapapa for the rest of their lives.
Okay.
That's good.
Like reparations?
At least they're cared for and given the resources and the medicine and everything if they wanted to. So some of it was, some people stayed there and some people kind of made this comment like, they're so deformed that even if they're cured,
They wouldn't-
being
They
in
don't want to
society,
be with
with
the rest
the
they
of
don't.
society.
Yeah, exactly. So,
It was the 60s, free love and all that.
so they were just kind of like, we'll stay here. I'm glad that we're not going to die, and I'm glad that we're like considered like
People now?
legal, alive people again.
It's
Yeah,
the only home we know now.
exactly. So in 1980, after many years of deliberation and civic input and about the future of Kalaupapa and the rest of the patients and residents, they established the Kalaupapa National Historical Park, and the goal is preserving the history and the cultural natural resources of this place. So they turned it into this like, we're keeping the environmental aspects of this, plus let's take care of these people. So it's like this
wasn't just a
national
leper colony. It's fine.
It's kind of this national historical park, and
Fun for the kids. Come on vacation around the
it's
lepers.
just this one county, and so it requires an extensive and complex collaboration between multiple governmental agencies that play a role in the activities on the peninsula.
I would 100% say, why are you going in here?
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, like what you go in there for, just to
Yeah.
look around and go, oh, look at him, look at her.
The Department of Health is responsible for the care and treatment of the Hansen's Disease Registry patients. That's what they're called, which includes people forcibly quarantined at Kalaupapa prior to the 1969 repeal of the isolation law. So overall, between 1866, when it started, and 1969, more than 8,000 people were forcibly exiled to Kalaupapa.
That's
a lot of
crazy.
people in a small area.
The peak population at one
They
point...
keep getting smaller, so it's okay.
Oh boy, yeah,
a good joke.
that's true.
That's a point for me and Daddy.
The peak population at one point was about like 1,200 people there.
That's
But
a lot.
as of May 2024, there are 8 Kalaupapa registry patients living there,
Wow.
They're still living there.
still living there. And they can travel between Oahu and, locations, but for the most part, they stay there. They are taken care of by the Department of Health, and they can live there for as long as they would like to, because they have a lot of making up to do for these people being
Yeah, do you know how old those
forcibly
residents
isolated. I don't have the ages or the names of any of these people, but
They have to be up there.
Yeah, at least in their 80s, probably.
Now that they're all cured, but disfigured.
it's HRS 326 also designates the county of Kalawao is under the jurisdiction and control of the Department of Health.
Well, there you go.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, at least trying to take care of these people that were done so wrong, you know.
It's a good step. Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to understand when the people are going through that fear, like they're just trying to do anything they can, just like what happened with COVID, where all of a sudden it's like, okay, we just got to try this.
Yep.
But back then it was, a lot harsher.
I'm just saying we kind of came in here kind of hot, we
yeah,
didn't
we
really
did.
assess the situation.
There's a bunch of zombies.
right?
We got swords.
We assumed they were
horses.
zombies.
Well, they look at them. They're old and going.
Yeah, they're old. You said they're old.
They're old and they're going. And their heads
tell.
pop right off.
They're
Yeah,
bumbling around.
Well, that's,
I mean,
that's
they're
why I
all
thought maybe
old.
they might have leprosy. Their heads came off. They were
Real
quickly.
easy.
That
They
is
just it was
like-
Can
awesome.
zombies
Arm.
get leprosy? That's a lot of lepers.
Well, I mean, they've already got
Zombies
stuff
already have
falling
stuff
off
falling
them.
off anyways, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of their gig.
Let's take a break and ponder this.
Okay.
You are listening to Fritz. Welcome back to Fort Fritz. I am Fritz. We've got Angela,
Hello.
Marie,
Hello.
Nick Spry,
How's it going?
and of course, co-host Mandaddy,
Hi.
who came up with a beautiful idea. Now that we're stuck in this
What we gonna
convenience
do?
store, we
It's not
should
very convenient being stuck in a convenience store.
No, it's
Yeah,
old
it's an
stuff.
inconvenient store.
we should probably run out.
Let's face it, we're stuck here. It seems like a little calmer outside. There's nothing to eat in here that's not from 1970 nothing. I mean, I played a lot of video games, so I think it's body looting time.
Wait. Let's look out the little window. Guys, the crowd. I don't see anybody
I
out
see a
there.
lot of dead bodies.
Man, Daddy, did you pile them again?
I do. I'm sorry. I just tried to knock them that way, and so just try to get a
Very
nice,
disturbing that you
nice
do
skull
that.
pile.
Guys, a lot of these victims, they don't look like they have leprosy. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Because they're zombies. Zombies don't have leprosy. These are just
but, like,
these are
are
just
they
decapitated
zombies, though?
dead people, and they're all wearing.
Do zombies
hospital
bleed
gowns.
fresh blood like this?
Mandaddy, look
They
at this.
can if they're fresh zombies.
Mandaddy, look at this head.
That's a nice head. That's a nice head.
Oh,
Fritz,
Does
put
this
that
look
down.
like a
Just
zombie?
put it
No,
down.
God,
Put it
that's
down.
very disrespectful.
It's not talking to me like it's. Oh, there you go. Slam that thing on the ground. There you
it's
go.
not- well, I mean,
Stomp on it like a pumpkin.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No,
I'm just saying these
I will.
people do not have leprosy.
guys, that's a
We
valid
never said
point.
they had leprosy. They're zombies. Zombies don't have leprosy. It's a totally different thing.
Man, he just said, look, a lot of these bodies are wearing hospital gowns. It's
Yeah.
not.
They are.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
because, I mean, where are you going to put the zombies? Put the zombies in the hospital.
So
Like a lot
we're
of heads.
talking about a group of people who are acting crazy
Yeah.
that are in hospital gowns.
Yeah.
We cut
Yeah.
their heads right off.
Oh, but there's lots of pockets in these gowns. Look, let's see if we can find some stuff.
Oh,
Look, this is a gold pocket watch.
No.
Well, I guess you gotta know what time it is. when
That's
it's-
broken.
Ooh, I got gum. I got some gum.
Oh, don't chew it.
Yep.
Don't chew it.
Nope, too late. Nope,
Oh,
it's
that's
good.
probably not gum. Is it fleshy?
No,
Yep.
There it is. There it is.
he's doing the
Tape.
pucker.
Spit that out, Spry.
I'm getting a bad vibe. I mean, have you all heard of the Tuskegee Experiment?
Tell me more.
The Tuskegee Experiment, or the Tuskegee Syphilis Study.
What?
Ooh.
The Tuskegee Experiment began in 1932 at a time when syphilis had no known cure. The U.S. Public Health Service and the CDC choose the Tuskegee Institute in Macon, Alabama to host the study in order to track the full progression of the disease if left untreated. However, the participants, who were comprised only of impoverished African American men, were not informed of this.
Why only men?
We'll get to that.
Okay,
They have penises.
that's true. By definition.
Checks out.
These men are lured by the promise of free medical care and free meals on examination days.
Okay.
In exchange for families signing mandatory autopsy agreements,
Oh.
they are given free funeral benefits.
Okay.
That should be a red flag.
Yeah, it begins with 600 men, 399 who test positive for syphilis, and another 201 who did not.
It's a whole lot of fucking.
So wait, hold on. How many had it?
399.
It's almost 400.
Almost 400 out of 600. Informed consent is not collected. Participants are not told that they may have syphilis, but rather that they are being treated for bad blood. Now, this is a term used to describe many ailments, including actual syphilis, to anemia, to just plain old fatigue. It could be anything.
I'm just tired. Get in the experiment.
These men are told initially that the study is to last 6 months. It ends up turning into the longest non-therapeutic experiment on human beings in medical history.
Wow, that's a euphemism. Non-therapeutic.
Yeah.
We're just fucking with it.
We're going to torture you.
Wow.
The longest single experiment.
Yeah, longest single ongoing experiment. From the start, it sounds awful.
Yeesh.
To be clear, though, these people had syphilis when they joined the program.
Yes.
They weren't. The government
But they were
didn't
not told.
give them
But they weren't
syphilis.
aware.
They were not aware of it.
Okay, but
they tested positive, but were not told
Were
they
any
had it.
given syphilis as part of the program?
I did not find any information to that effect.
Okay.
Participants are subjected to regular physicals and blood tests. Under the guise of special free treatments, using air quotes here, participants are coerced into undergoing extremely painful diagnostic spinal taps.
Ooh.
I've had 7 of those. I've had 7 spinal taps, and they fucking suck.
Yeah.
It messes with your fucking head.
So the doctors were performing those tests for signs of neurosyphilis. Researchers at the time theorized that Caucasian individuals were more prone to neurosyphilis, which exhibits neurological effects, and that African Americans were more prone to cardiac issues. Instead of receiving medications to treat their illness as promised, the men are given specific mineral supplements, which would have no effect on anything, and placebo pills, as to not disrupt the results of the study.
So both placebos.
Yes, all placebos.
This is going to do good for you. Wink.
But told it's all medication. By 1943, just a little over 10 years into the study, mind you, it was supposed to last 6 months,
Oh my gosh.
it is found that penicillin successfully treats the disease and starts becoming widely available. However, this information was purposefully kept from the participants.
Oh, no.
And they continued to suffer the full wrath of
my
untreated
God.
syphilis.
Why? But why?
Because we're humans and we're horrible.
What?
We got to see what happens.
Yeesh.
Now let's talk a minute about what syphilis does to you and what these men went through.
Yeah.
That's a weird response.
Most of the men who tested positive in the beginning of the study were already in stage 3, which is known as latent syphilis. During this time, you appear to have no symptoms at all, and this can last for several years. If left without treatment, as these men unknowingly were, you have up to a 40% chance of developing tertiary syphilis.
Okay.
At this point, many different horrible ailments may appear. Some people develop large tumor-like balls that typically appear under the skin and on your bone or liver. However, they can pop up anywhere. Many early stories based on characters with a mutated appearance, think Hunchback of Notre Dame, are thought to have been based on people who were suffering this kind of syphilis because it did the same thing. You had these giant bumps under your skin, and it would actually make marks on your bone from the tumors on your bone.
Quasimodo was a real poon hound.
It's Nick Spry at fritz.com.
We were all thinking it.
Nick Spry.
Now, others will develop more towards cardiac symptoms. In addition to eventual heart failure, individuals can develop aortic aneurysms. When these aneurysms rupture, it can cause massive internal bleeding, which leads to shock and then death. Now, if you don't fall into one of those 2 categories, you fall into the category where you develop neurological symptoms, which is probably the most well-known. As a disease progresses in this manner, it can cause blindness, dementia, personality changes, delusions, seizures, psychosis, and then death. These individuals are the ones who are said to have gone insane before their end.
Is this true? I was told this, so I have no idea if it's true or not, but is it true that it actually erodes your brain?
Yeah, it actually
Like liquefies your brain? Ugh.
like shrinks it.
Ugh.
During the course of this study, 128 men died, either directly or indirectly from complications from syphilis. In addition, at least 40 spouses contracted the disease. Mind you,
right.
they were not told
They weren't
they had
told.
this.
Yeah.
And of those, 19 of them passed it to their children during birth.
Congenital syphilis.
Right.
And in case you were wondering, when the disease is passed to a baby during birth, it often results in the developmental skeletal abnormalities,
Yeah, like eye issues too.
i.e. physical deformity, often very severe. It can lead to a slew of lifelong health issues, including enlarged organs, deafness, blindness, seizures, tremors, and paralysis. And this is assuming the baby even survives the birth. So 19 of those.
Wow.
In 1966, Peter Buxton, a public health service venereal disease investigator,
This is like 30 years later, right?
Very specific job.
He's a private dick.
He is. Oh my god.
That's points.
Spry. Amazing.
so he's from San Francisco, and he sends a letter to the national director of the Division of Venereal Diseases expressing his concerns with the questionable ethics and the morality of the extended study. His concerns go unanswered. And instead, the study gains more support from local divisions to continue until every last original subject had died and been autopsied.
Jesus.
Every last subject.
Every last subject.
600 people.
Yes.
All 600.
All 600.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I mean,
So
technically,
terrible. It's hard to even quip on this.
I know, because how many of them had spouses?
So now we jump to 1972. This is 40 years after the start of the experiment. It is still going.
Wow.
Are the people running the
40
experiment even alive
years.
still? Do
Yeah.
they pass it along to my son now takes on the scientific studies?
It's like they pass on the syphilis.
Talk about getting tenure.
Yeah. They're reading the will. Son of a bitch. Syphilis?
So at this point, the Assistant Secretary for Health and Scientific Affairs appoints an ad hoc advisory panel to review the Tuskegee Experiment in full detail. And this is because Peter Buxton couldn't get anything done through the proper channel, so he leaks this story.
Yeah, he's got to add hoc to it on that thing.
That was nice. That was nice. I'm sorry. Very current. Very current. Well done. Well done.
A month later, it was announced that the study was to be shut down due to it being unethically unjustified.
Wow.
think?
After 40
Only
years.
after
After
40 years.
40 years.
That is a shame.
It was found that the results were disproportionately meager compared to the known risks to the human subjects involved.
Wow. And they discovered that penicillin treats it after 10 years?
After 10 years.
And they
So it goes on for
continued it
another
30 more
30
years? That's
more years.
insane.
Because
I'm
they
sure it
wanted to
hasn't-
know what happened if it went untreated. So they just let these people live in ignorant bliss and just live out their lives with it.
Had nothing to do with the race.
No, not at all.
They, I think, realized because of this, you can't treat it after a certain point. You can only treat syphilis early on.
Oh, shit.
Before
Really?
it reaches the tertiary stage.
I think you're right,
I think
actually.
if
I do
it
think you're
gets
right.
into the secondary stage.
I think once
Latent
if you get
secondary.
into tertiary, that's when there's a point of no
So
return.
what's the timing on that? Because I'm a little worried now.
Well, it
3
can
to
be
5
years.
years.
Yeah, it
Years?
can be
Okay, I'm good.
yeah.
I'm good.
In March of 1972, the Tuskegee Health Benefit Program is established to fulfill the order that all surviving participants receive proper and beneficial medical care. And then in 1975,
That's
this
way too
program
late.
is expanded to include the wives, widows, and
Oh.
children
Oh,
of
that's
any of the
way too late,
participants.
too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now, later in 1973, a class action lawsuit was filed on behalf of the Tuskegee participants and their families. This results in an out-of-court settlement of $10 million,
Yeah, because they don't want that to go to trial.
which, if you're to divide that among the survivors and the individual family members, that's not a lot of
Nothing.
money
No.
for what these
How much
people
was
go
it?
through. $10 million.
10 million after
For
those
how many people?
And it was, what, at least 600 plus
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 family,
partners.
offspring, and
Yeah.
And it's only to the survivors. It didn't go to the family members of the deceased already. So you're already leaving those people out.
America.
No, that's a no.
2 stories in a row of people just after the fact being like, whoops, we fucked up. Sorry about that.
To that effect, apparently this particular experiment was to African Americans only because apparently Switzerland had done one with white Caucasian males.
Okay.
So they were trying to see what the differences were between the races.
Okay.
How true that is, it could just be trying to backpedal after the effect.
Yeah, and the Swiss don't have Nazi gold either.
Not at all.
So in 1974, Congress passes the National Research Act to study and write regulations for human participant medical experiments. Finally. Due to this, studies now require informed consent, communication of diagnosis, and accurate reporting of any and all test results.
It only took all of human existence up until 50 years ago for them to make that law.
For them to do this.
Wow, I like that accurate reporting. It's like just now we decided that that's important.
Yeah, that's,
What
you
the hell's
should
the
actually
whole-
let people know what's going on.
What's
I
the
guess.
point of all this if you don't
Now,
want to
mind you, I got a lot of this information from the CDC website. They do not try to hide that they did this.
All right.
Now jump to 1997. President Clinton issues a formal presidential apology stating that the experiment was clearly racist and that the United States government did something that was wrong. Deeply, profoundly, and morally wrong.
Yeah.
He says that the study used men who were poor and African American, without resources and with few alternatives. They believed they had found hope when they were offered free medical care by the United States Public Health Service. They were betrayed. The last participant of the study died in January of 2004.
Wow. That's so sad.
It's just there's always this response to, we have a problem. Who are the most impoverished people that we can use to experiment on? It's never like, okay, everybody just line up, we'll figure out. No, we're going to find people
use
that
people.
They take
Yeah, just
advantage of
use
people
them.
who have no other options.
Yeah, that's it's just
and then are
pathetic.
withheld all the appropriate information.
You know, like the exact opposite of the Molokai leper colony Hawaiian island is that they put everyone who had it on an island so that they were safe from giving this disease to other people. The Tuskegee Experiment did the exact opposite.
Just think about it. So
in a major population.
The irresponsibility of that is insane.
That's the exact opposite
Yeah.
of the
they
Molokai
say
leper
that
colony.
40 spouses got it, but what about people who had extramarital affairs
Right.
Oh
or
my
were
God.
single and then got married after the fact? I mean, how far did this spread?
Remarried, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Syphilis can have no symptoms too.
And and most of these people were all latent when they went in, so they
Oh
had no
my God.
symptoms.
Wow.
Wow.
And just the fact they're like, okay, these are people we can do this to.
And what
That's
about
the way the government looked at it. We
you know.
can do this to you because what are you going to do?
Yeah.
No power.
And what about these children that were born into it, not having any
Zero
idea?
choice.
And for the rest of their lives, they will suffer from this. But it's okay. $10 million should cover it for
Oh,
most
yeah,
people,
that'll
right?
be fine.
Totally
That'll
fine.
be fine.
That's not even enough for one person.
And an apology.
You know what? I'm not going to apologize for taking these shoes off this corpse.
Those are nice shoes. That's a corpse, so they're not going to
Nick,
use
put
shoes.
these on.
No. What if he's got syphilis?
Just put them
They're not
on.
going to get through. You're not going to get syphilis through
You are
shoes.
wearing
Look,
brown-
Could get
fuck the
leprosy,
shoes.
though.
That's not how that works.
Watch out.
All right.
There's a bunch of dead bodies. We got looting to do. We got to get stuff. We got to get some supplies.
Loot to do. Guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that horde of
This guy's got
zombies
salami.
peoples are coming back. What?
No. I was so
no.
distracted by the sadness that.
Oh, we killed them all. We killed them
I
all.
do
There's no
see
more.
people lumbering in the distance.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
they
hear
are lumbering.
moaning?
That is,
I hear moaning.
That's some lumbering
They're
right
coming
there.
back.
going on.
Shit.
Where are the horses, though? The horses are gone now.
They're gone.
They
They
ran
got the
away.
fuck out of Dodge. Why
I don't know
wouldn't
why.
they?
Why would they stay here?
Yeah, why did we not tie them up? That's
Why
on
did we
us.
get
Because
off
we
the
got knocked
fucking
out by
horses?
zombies.
You
What are
told us
do?
to get off the horses.
I know it.
I got knocked off
I'm
a
saying
fucking
why.
horse.
All right.
Damn
Everybody
asking
stop
why.
arguing. Let's play. What is our next course of action?
Oh,
I don't know.
Grab your swords.
Getting closer.
Yeah.
All right.
Grab your swords. If anyone
my
has
pickleball
guns or
racket.
anything,
Let's do this.
just
Perfect.
we gotta
Guys,
get ready.
They're forming a wave. They're cresting.
What? Zombie wave going on? I don't
Yeah.
understand this.
That's what it appears to be, and it's getting closer.
No.
Slowly, but
Fuck these
closer.
motherfuckers.
Okay,
I
listen.
got double swords. I'm dual wielding,
We have
baby.
just enough time to take a break and figure this out.
That's important to do.
Okay,
All right.
Take a breather.
Gather our thoughts.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
They're coming back.
They're coming back.
Okay, listen.
Not slowly,
All right,
but-
yeah.
we are in front of a convenience store. We got to figure out
It's an inconvenient store.
quickly map where we think these streets are about to go, and then let's come back and then let's execute that plan. All right? Okay.
We need
You are
some
listening.
cartography right now.
You are listening
Cartography
to
is a good
Fort
idea.
Fritz.
Maps.
Welcome back to Fort Fritz. We are suddenly finding ourselves surrounded by zombies. I'm Fritz, by the way. We got co-host Man Daddy,
Hi.
Marie, Angela,
Yo.
And Nick Sprague.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, yes,
Yeah,
let's go.
get it in.
Why are we wasting time? What's going on?
Why don't we take a break?
I dropped
no
one of my
horses.
swords. Now I only have my bow staff.
Could have had
I
a
got
much
swords.
bigger lead if we had just left.
There's a lot more coming than we went through before.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
a
know
lot.
about that.
Really?
Quick. There's got to be hundreds and hundreds of these zombies.
Yeah, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4
Stop
roads.
counting,
Which
stop
one?
counting.
Which one
There's
are
a
we
bunch
All
going?
of them
There's a bunch of
individually
them.
like this. Do
Just
quick
go to the
math.
right. Go to the right.
Furthest right.
Swarming.
Let's
They're
go.
swarming.
My back to you guys. You guys run. I'm going to fend them off.
All right.
By yourself? Why does he think he can do this?
I have no idea, but it's
No.
hilarious.
That
Look
was
at
too
them
scary.
go.
I tried, though. You see that? I tried.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
That was really heroic.
The thought was nice.
A dead end. A dead end.
Shit.
No,
Yes, it is.
we do not need to be trapped by these zombies.
No. Hold on. There's got to be a way out of this.
No,
It's not harder.
brick wall.
Smarter, not
The alley is
harder.
very narrow.
My upper body strength
Are
is
you
not what it used to
Spider-Man?
be.
How do you scale this?
I don't know, man. There's boxes. There's cardboard boxes. Can we? Oh wait, hold on. Let's all try to get inside of them and make. No.
No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
I think Nick peed in those.
Guys, I think this is the end.
No.
No.
The end?
The
And,
no,
I mean,
it
there's
can't.
hundreds of zombies headed right towards us, you know? I'm just gonna enjoy one last cigarette here and...
That's not a joint? Why don't you go with the joint?
Granddaddy, let me just enjoy this.
Okay.
I feel eerily calm, but inside I am freaking the fuck out.
That's pretty much your character sketch.
Nick, if this really is the end, can I get a drag of that cigarette?
No,
All right.
Did you just have one
that's it.
Wow.
for this
It's your
moment?
lucky.
Just kept it. You kept it ready.
Guys,
There you
You guys
go.
are closing in.
I'm heavily freaking out. This alleyway is very narrow. Do you guys know about the phenomenon of crowd crushes and human stampedes? Crowd surges, crowd crushes, collapses, and human stampedes. All of these phenomena might sound the same, and they do happen quite frequently simultaneously, but while similar, they have stark differences, equally scary and equally deadly. So let's start by clarifying between them, and then we'll go into specific documented examples. The commonality between these occurrences is in the density of any gathering of people and the increase of danger as one's personal space is exponentially diminished.
Gotcha.
Think about this. So an average human body occupies about an area of 2 square feet, or 1 foot by 2 feet. Taking an objective look at the space of 1 square meter, approximately 3 feet by 3 feet, 2 people can move in this space freely without making physical contact. And as the number of individuals increase within the same square meter, the risk increases as well until about 5 persons occupying 1 square meter,
That's too much.
things become dangerous and the ability to move becomes restricted, and at even higher densities, people's bodies press into one another and the individual's ability to move is arrested.
I would imagine also breathing, right? Like the space to
Exactly
have your
that.
diaphragm expand.
Look,
So-
like being at an '80s concert in the pit. You know? You're just,
Like Warped
when all of a
Tour.
sudden
I was gonna say Warped Tour.
Your feet get picked up, and you have no idea
You are
where
not
you're going.
standing
You're just-
anymore.
you're just
You're
getting
riding the
moved
wave
by the
of people.
I mean, most of the widely reported instances of this actually happen at concerts and other
I
events
bet.
like that.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
At these numbers, the throng of bodies starts to take on the properties inherent in fluid dynamics. It becomes like water, like Bruce Lee.
Ooh, yeah.
So with any force creating a ripple or a shockwave effect as it passes kinetic energy from one body to another body. And even greater densities, individuals can die from sheer pressure on them or from asphyxiation.
Oh yeah.
We're just meat sacks. Just meat sacks filled with water.
Very Fallout 4.
Water snakes. So a crowd collapse. This can only occur at these kinds of density numbers, but it's not dependent upon whether or not the mass of people is stationary or if they're moving in synchronous. Running, walking, all at the same pace. And since at this point personal movement is impossible, there are stories of people literally being lifted up off their feet and subjected to the mercurial nature of a mob of bodies.
Been there.
We've all
Yeah.
been there.
David Lee Roth.
Definitely
Lakeland.
been there.
If a single person were to lose footing and fall, the gap or void created by the absence of their body maintaining equally distributed pressure on all sides makes a hole that the
Wow.
surrounding bodies
Fall
Have
into.
to fill.
Yeah.
seek to fill.
Yeah,
and
fill.
they cause the bodies to fall, so concentrically inward in circles. Liken it to something like a sinkhole sped way the fuck up.
Yeah.
A domino effect of falling inward until the pressure is weakened as it travels further away from the point of origin. Bodies upon bodies falling inwards and on top of each other, mounting the weight over these people underneath, depleting their oxygen at the very bottom.
Oh my God, what a treacherous way to go, man.
That is not how I want to go.
So not only can this mass of bodies lead to suffocation from lack of oxygen, but it also, from the inability to move your lungs, to take in more air, you can asphyxiate.
Yeah.
Just the pressure.
That's a crowd collapse. A crowd crush, or a crowd surge, as it's often called, takes place when a crowd's density increases to something like 10 people per square meter.
Wow.
And becomes compressed to the point that the literal crushing of rib cages and bodies occur, or the previously mentioned asphyxiation due to the complete immobilization. This happens while the crowd is still upright.
But that's rock and roll.
Yeah, I think
that was a Shel Silverstein song. So instead of the crowd collapsing in upon itself, if the individuals fall underfoot, these people are often literally trampled to death by the moving force, the surge immediately flowing over the crowd and into the void created.
Worst nightmare.
And this is most deadly when a large body of people moving together quickly from a large space into a narrow or smaller space, just like this alley.
Well, you didn't have to make it cool, man. Come on.
So liken it to think about pouring a liquid very quickly into a funnel. So the funnel may not be able to expel the liquid fast enough, and the cone fills up quickly until it overflows. And if that liquid is human beings in this analogy, and there's nowhere for the bodies to overflow,
gross.
and there's some kind of barrier or doorway there, those bodies at the front, they're literally crushed by the oncoming force. Crowd pressure is measured in kilonewtons per meter, and it can be measured by implementing on purpose a linear barrier against a crowd. To give context, this answer was AI generated, so that's where the weird comparison comes in.
I love it.
Being hit, and I don't know if that means kicked or run into like a linebacker, being hit by a small horse measures an approximate pressure of 2.67 kilonewtons per meter.
What?
A small horse, like a
Like a pony.
like a Shetland pony. No.
Guys, I'm thinking
You ever
of
been in a
joining
mosh pit? Come on, man. That's chump numbers. Come on.
Small horse is just not Clydesdale, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Little Sebastian.
Little Sebastian! Little Sebastian!
Another source says that a force of over 1,000 pounds at a time is released by crowd pressure.
Wow.
A recent famous example of this happened in Seoul, South Korea in 2022. This occurred during a Halloween festival. Yes, points.
Oh, yeah.
Rough.
I don't speak Korean. In the Itaewon neighborhood, part of the Yeonasan district in Seoul, at 10:20 p.m. in the evening. The area is known for its nightlife. It hosts a score of discotheques, restaurants, and bars. And the popularity of this Halloween celebration dates back to 2010, and it was gaining steam for the next dozen years until this tragic incident. There were concerns over public safety that had been mounting, with behavioral experts even weighing in that a tragedy was inevitable to anyone willing to survey the area and observe the nature of the event. Authorities took no action in preparation for such an instance.
I don't think they could have. Like, everything was built so close together.
Yeah. In fact, the event was grossly understaffed, with only 137 police officers stationed on duty to deal with a crowd of over 100,000 people.
What?
Yeah.
Was Nancy Pelosi in control?
1,000 people? Good Lord.
And this is despite the local police having had requested additional backup 4 days prior to the event.
Wow.
This was also the first time since the COVID-19 outbreak that the Halloween celebration was held without any restrictions. No masks, no social distancing.
So people just forgot how to be
Everybody's going
people.
crazy.
Yeah.
And a crowd of predominantly teenagers and 20-somethings poured into the site ready to party. The area in question was surrounded by narrow streets and alleys with little or no means to escape a sudden surge of people. The exact street where the crush occurred is about 150 feet long and at its narrowest point, only 10 feet wide.
Whoa.
Again, 100,000 people.
That is a very old city road.
Yeah.
So the street also has an upward slope, which would cause the crowd to literally fall back upon itself, in addition to a temporary wall that had been erected, which would actually impede emergency responders from reaching the victims. Again, 100,000 people. The exact time of the crush is debated, with multiple reports listing different times. The cause is also unknown, but there was an attendee that says that there was a group of young men pushing others until the falling began. 159 people were killed in the push.
Wow.
With another 197 others injured. A witness...
Like very badly injured.
A lot of critical injuries. A witness recalls a pile of human bodies, 15 feet deep at its apex, they said.
Whoa!
Yeah, and this is a quote. It was a long time for people stuck in there not to breathe. End quote.
You know, the most messed up thing about all of this, too, is it was Halloween.
Yeah.
They were wearing costumes.
Yeah,
so if some costumes, you can't walk very well, you're done.
Or you've got extra appendages sticking
and with the
out.
breath, you can't
tangled
breathe.
in something.
Like you're already wearing too much.
Yeah.
You're wearing more clothes than you normally wear.
Unless you
during
dress like a slutty nurse or a slutty plumber. Or...
You saw me last year?
Yeah.
The fact that they're normally wearing more outfits and everything, and they're having to have the inability to breathe.
Yeah.
That adds so much horror to it.
There is video footage of the crush, and it shows hundreds of people piled on top of one another, layer upon layer, trapping those beneath, as much as 5 to 6 bodies on top of one another. Jesus. And of course, after the accident happened, the Korean government passed the buck off. They held many of the officers there responsible, and they were dismissed.
They had no...
Yeah, it all comes down to planning and crowd management.
Yeah.
Really quickly, you can't change a 10-degree slope in a road, and you can't change that it gets 10 feet wide.
Right. Yeah, just have the festival in a field.
And it was right next to a subway.
It was right around the corner
Exit.
from a subway exit.
Yes.
Come on.
So let's move on to human stampedes. Stampedes are defined as a sudden panicked rush of a number of horses, cattle, or other animals, or the cause to run away in headlong panic or to cause a group to act on sudden or rash impulse. Usually the word stampede is not associated with humans, and it has a deeply negative connotation unless it's associated with Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede dinner
nice.
show.
Yeah.
You leave Dolly
She's
out
a
of this. She is an
national
American
treasure.
treasure.
We needed the levity.
So basically a large group of people are trying to get away from a threat or some kind of, or what is perceived as imminent danger. The biggest difference in a stampede and crowd collapse and crushes, even though, like I said, they occur together quite often, is the amount of individual space allows for room to move quickly and away from danger, perceived or not. Wikipedia takes a second to stress how little is known about what actually happens during all of these occurrences because it's tough to study a phenomena that is by definition both spontaneous and deadly.
Yeah.
Again, trampling over people is not typically the main cause of death in these stampedes, but the inevitable pileup causing asphyxiation remains the top killer.
Yeah.
The deadliest human stampede in human history occurred in 2015 in Mina, Mecca, Saudi Arabia, with a death toll of 2,431 lives.
Oh my God.
The annual Muslim tradition of Hajj pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca is a once-in-a-lifetime duty for the devout of faith. In addition to traveling to the city, the journey involves multiple rituals to be strictly adhered to. And one of those, the, quote, stoning of the devil, end quote, which is sort of a symbolic reenactment of the actions of Abraham, involves throwing stones at 3 pillars. These represent Satan. And this happens at the Jemarat Bridge in Mina. The event is heavily attended and very, very strictly scheduled.
Yeah, there's agencies that will bring
People are bussed in.
pilgrims
That
to
is
this
so
event.
strange.
But
The
I mean, if it's-
regulation of religions.
well, these agencies actually take the time to, okay, how many people? We're going to have 600 meals.
Right.
They actually feed them.
So on that day, September 24th, 2015, at 9 a.m. approximately Mecca time, and this is according to an official at a press conference held that day, a scheduling error occurred, and 2 opposite groups of pilgrims were allowed to converge on the small road that leads to the Jemarat Bridge at the same time, causing immediate, intense overcrowding.
Oh my God,
Oh, dear.
And propelling the situation into the realm of danger as the area was pushed to overcapacity.
Because potentially 1 billion people could be
It
going
could be.
to this.
Very religiously involved. Very religious. I mean, this is not something like going to see a concert.
Yeah, this is a
something
strong
that is
intent.
deep inside.
Yeah, there's a lot of meaning and intent, and
Absolutely,
yeah.
So this is not the first disaster to haunt the practice of the Hajj. Over the past 35 years, at least 9 instances with a death toll of almost 5,000 people, with hundreds
Oh
more
my
injured.
God.
At what point do you make some sort of regulation change?
That's
How can you tell people to not practice their religion in a certain
Yeah.
way?
Well,
no, but, like-
you have to
can't-
make a Mecca.
Saying that you're going to put regulations on your God.
You can't do that.
Welcome
that's
to Christianity. But
I don't know. The Vatican has like lines outside. They figured it out.
Yeah. So
I'm just like, you can still
velvet
practice, but do it in a better, like,
Agreed.
a more
Organized
controlled
way.
But
Yeah.
it's their God.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do think like people with all of that passion in a group, that just becomes this like,
Further.
yeah, everyone
Further.
just,
So
yeah.
It just becomes heated. It just you have
You
these
lose all logic,
ideas
really.
inside of yourself, and when you find other people that are like, okay, I believe what you believe, and then the more and more it happens, regardless of how it affects other people, becomes an energy.
yeah, especially if you know people going on a certain day, you're going to go with them.
Yeah.
So there's actually an article in Scientific American called, quote, "What to Do If You're Trapped in a Surging Crowd," end quote.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why that's funny.
Yeah, by Daniel Leonard.
It is to me.
So they're interviewing people who are experts in disaster and emergency management and health and safety of crowd management. But they basically say that if you're caught in this situation, go with the flow, but it's best to avoid the crowd in the first place. But if you are trapped in a stampede, don't try to fight against it. You should move with it
It's like a rip current.
and off to the side. Yes, you want
Yeah.
to move forward and lateral
Yeah.
at the same time
Yeah,
in order
get
to
out of the
escape
path
it.
of the tornado.
Yeah.
And
And if that means trampling over bodies,
It
you
happens.
trample over those bodies.
get out, man, get out. But that's
Jesus
this happens so often that a lot of
Oh,
these
I know.
incidents aren't widely covered. You don't see it a lot on the news except for the really big ones. But that's why I think that we need to do something. And I don't know what to do, guys. I think this is the end. I think this is the
We're
end.
gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We got swords. We got
know.
old people. We got
Stuck over
decapitation going on. This is
All right,
just our
guys, I
last
am
stand in the alleyway.
so sorry that I wanted to make money by owning this fort and taking over this fort, and I was
Come
going
on,
to cut
man.
you guys
Dying
in
peace.
Don't blame
We were
yourself.
doing-
Don't blame
No,
yourself.
hear me out. Hear me
We
out.
were doing
No.
just fine until
No.
you came along.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But now I think it's time.
It's been swell hanging with you.
Yeah.
It's fate.
Let's just give it up.
I'm
End of
too
line.
old to die this young.
Yeah, it's true. Thanks for all right.
Hey,
There's more of me.
Welcome, Marie.
Wait,
You get to
what
experience the
happened?
end, and
What was that?
Angela's going to be
She
at like
thinks, guys.
1,000
Yeah,
more.
I'll miss you guys.
What is? Oh my God! What is that?
Did you hear that?
That doesn't sound good.
That sounds like the gunfire.
That's what we heard.
Guys!
Get back, you savages! Gosh, yo.
Who the hell is that?
Stop that! Down!
What's
Get back,
going
get
on?
back, Get back!
I know who that is.
You know? I don't know.
All right, wait. Oh, hello!
Is this Hans?
Hello there, my
Hans the
little
Alpha
dinosaur.
Wolf.
Yes,
Oh,
What in the
Jesus,
hell?
this
It is
fucking
I.
guy.
It is I, Hans the Alpha Wolf.
For listeners new to the fort, Hans the Alpha Wolf was
Yeah, I
a
forgot
character
about
that we
this
had
fucking
many
guy.
years ago.
You're a character.
No, you're a kid. Ooh.
Oh, well, what are you doing here, mein kleiner man? How are you?
Well, we are stuck. We are going to be emaciated by zombies right now.
yeah, we're fighting this whole horde of zombies.
Yeah, like we heard gunfire. We
Was it
decided we had horses, we had swords. We decided to kill a bunch of these zombies, and now we're stuck in this alley. Thank God you showed up because now they kind of seem to be backing away from us now, which is
Hold on. I hate to burst your bubble, but those were not zombies.
What?
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
What? Their heads popped right off really cleanly and easily, man. That's what zombies do.
Take a better look around at the neighborhood that you're in. Huh?
Well,
Don't
yeah.
you see all the little multicolored woofers?
yeah, there are a lot of.
I mean, that's what zombies do. They have cool houses. 'cause there's
Pickleball courts off to your
a
left.
lot of
Marie.
pickleball. A lot of pickleball.
Marie
She's got a mean pickleball
Oh
hand. right
my
there.
God!
The 24-hour bar with lots of free condoms on the bar.
That seems like Kingswood. That's
Well,
where I
haven't-
want to live. Come
we
on.
haven't
I'm
checked
kidding.
out the condom bar.
Is that Andy Matchett?
Wait for it, Fritz. It's your old pal, Andy Matchett. Welcome to the village. Oh my God, what did you do?
All right, let me just break it to you. So this is actually a retirement community.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yeah, yeah,
No.
unfortunately.
Wait, hold on. They all seemed like they had zombieism, though.
Yeah, they were like old and going,
Yeah, they
and
were
stuff.
bumbling around and they
Thank
were
you.
nonverbal.
I knew it. I told
They
you
are-
guys there was
they
something
are
weird about
just
this.
freaking old, my dudes.
Oh my
Well, the
God!
guy, they should go and have their heads pop off so
Frankly,
easily.
you guys committed a lot of how do you say the killing of innocents.
Oh my God! No, there's
Fun?
no
Happy?
translation for
No,
that.
No. You got this wrong.
You make the murders.
No,
Murder.
it was not murders. They're zombies. Their heads pop right off. This is not a murder thing. This is just like, doing what humans do.
I'm
I
pretty
need to get rid of this gun.
Not the
Homicide?
right-
Wipe
yeah,
the Fritz,
homicide.
right?
That's the word.
Homicide.
Homicide. That's the word.
Homicide?
Like the
I need
Barry
some
Levinson
hummus.
Baltimore cop show. Homicide. Life on the street.
With like some hummus right now.
Oh my God! Just so I get this straight, you're telling me that.
Oh, he's gonna
Take
throw
it in.
up.
Take it
He's
in,
gonna throw
Fritz.
up.
Mhm. Take it all
And
in.
why are they walking away from us? Why are they not afraid of you?
They are just dudes. They're just friendly people. All they want to do is retire. Look, how long has it been since we've seen you? You know?
Oh, let's
Ooh, it's been a while.
Wow.
Been a while.
Also, I think a proper introduction is.
Okay, so let me tell you a little story about Hans
By the way,
Alfred.
this is Marie Hans.
How you doing?
Oh, he's very charming. Just watch out.
So it's been about 5 years since
years?
we've seen each other, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's like 35 years in the dog years,
Oh, my
right? On
God.
the canines,
Oh my
right?
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. I thought, yeah, that's how you look at the time.
So I decided to, settle down. I found
nice.
myself a nice she-wolf, Brunhilde. Brunhilde is my beautiful wife. She's a really, swilf. A she-wolf I'd like to frick.
Wow.
And we had ourselves a litter of pups. And,
Congratulations.
they were grown and out of the house, but we decided to settle down and, get a place of our own.
That's
and
so
we
lovely.
didn't want to miss the boat. Dog. So if you are interested in getting your own home, why don't you go to that mortgage guy done? If you have any questions about home ownership, buying or selling, from everything from refinancing and HELOC loans, look no further than that mortgage guy done. He'll answer your questions and compare your quotes if you have already have an offer, and he'll make the process as super duper streamlined as possible. Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgageguydone.com. Play the jingle, Fritz.
Guy's a pro. The guy's a pro.
I don't know how to play the jingle on.
Consummate professional.
Do you want me to play a jingle?
The jingles. The jingle jangles.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgageguydone.com.
Okay, so
yeah.
let's back up for a second. Did we just kill a bunch of innocent people?
A whole lot of innocent people.
We don't know if they're innocent, but they were just old people.
I mean, they're old people in Florida, so they've done some shit.
I mean, that makes the
come on.
hospital gowns make a lot of sense.
They were zombies.
No, not zombies. Just,
All right, hold on. Let me think again.
If you like pina coladas, you know how much the older folks like the Jimmy Buffetts.
Rupert Holmes.
That's Rupert Holmes, not Jimmy
Well,
Buffett.
what do you know? Come on. Hey.
I know more about Rupert Holmes and Jimmy Buffett than you do.
Look, most of my background is in sweet techno music.
So, these weren't zombies. And, they were real people?
Yeah.
Zombies were
Guys.
real people at one point.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Hans, you gotta do us a solid, man. You gotta cover this up for us.
Well,
How corrupt are you as a 35-year-old Hans the Alpha Wolf?
Well, I am sort of like the unofficial mayor of this village.
You're a mayor. You
Well,
got voted in?
I
Congrats.
have many hats that I wear. Like I am sort of the sheriff, hence the guns. It's also the only
right.
goddamn thing these people can hear, so I use it to
that's a
back
good
them
point.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very deaf.
You got a
Very
lot of
deaf.
pull here then.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got lots of pull. I feed them too. I'm like the head chef. See these troughs here?
You do
You give them troughs?
Yeah, so-
You're a chef that gives troughs?
What you might not have or misinterpreted was as weapons was just sporks and cutlery.
Oh, that's...
Sporks can be deadly. Do not fuck with sporks, man.
No,
Those
I got-
things could take your eye out.
I gotta
Straight
be-
eyeball.
I gotta be honest, I saw a lot of silverware in their hands, and I thought they might be knives.
They were just really, zombies that like to eat continental
They were
style.
butter knives,
They were just hungry.
if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, they love all the rolls, the
no.
rolls with the butter, extra butter.
Who doesn't?
Oh, guys, we may have jumped to conclusions here.
Really messed up, guys. I told you.
Shit.
Move
Listen,
on.
Daddy, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Did you do a head count?
I mean, of the heads I removed, 38.
Jesus.
Okay, we're just going to forget that happened.
Delete that, Fritz.
So it might take a bit of finagling. I'm going to have to spin the shit out of this to make this work with
Yeah.
them.
Right, yeah.
We got to get you guys out of here, undercover, out of sight, out fast before the mood turns, before they realize that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can you do this?
Yes, let me dump some troughs full of the food. I mean,
Yeah,
tonight
yeah.
is
What food are you giving these people? I mean, in
Don't
troughs.
answer
What are you
that
giving?
question.
Salisbury steak. We got
Salisbury steak? That'll do.
What is Salisbury steak made out of?
Steak.
Yeah. It's hamburger
Is it?
patty covered in sauce.
Hamburger.
Not German. Just saying. All right. What, guys? I have a secret tunnel
Yeah.
to get you out of here. All right, guys. So if you just follow me, We will go out of the alley. We're going to diagonal right, and we're going to secret.
Angela, hold me.
Yes, yes. Walk this way. So we come behind this telephone booth.
Man, Daddy, hold me.
No, I'm not going to hold you.
God damn it.
So this is the U6 tunnel, all right?
Okay, yeah.
It should take you right to the basement of the chicken joint you love and know so much.
That chicken joint be awesome right now.
I'm so hungry I could eat chicken.
Seriously.
These killing all those innocent people, man.
Oh, the villagers don't like anything with bones on it. So
We're in the villages. Oh my God, this makes so much more sense.
Done filled up bad.
Guys, I'm just going to take this black loofah and see where the night takes me.
Oh, no.
We opened for Black Loofah in Tampa.
You're never going to come back.
oh, they are finishing the Salisbury stick. Quickly, you must flee.
Go.
Fly, my baby.
We must run.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye, Hans the Alpha Wolf.
Chicken.
A stand-up mayor. Yeah. These residents should
got
be
my
very,
vote.
very happy they
The
have
guy knows
them.
what he's doing. The
Yeah.
guy knows what he's doing.
Bless.
All right, well, we got to get into the sewer.
Okay. It's
Man,
How many
Daddy,
sewers have you been in
Man,
over
Daddy,
these years?
you are very strong. Can you just yank this off?
All right, let me grab it with the two hands, bend with the lower back, and jerk twisting while throwing in the back. And oh God!
No.
Oh God!
That sounded
Right.
Guys, I got this. Hold on. Just you got to pivot with this. It just kind of.
Give him some natties.
It's spasming.
All right, we're good. We're good.
Got it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'll fucking
Marie made that look really easy, man, Daddy. I don't know.
It really is. All
I
right.
hate all of you.
It's all about the leverage.
Give him some natty.
Oh, there you go.
So we just go down this tunnel to the chicken joint, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it only
yeah.
has one direction to
Chicken
go, so
joint
I
has
feel like
only
it's
a
really.
tunnel.
Well, you said it goes to the basement, so I guess we just go there?
Yeah, it must be kind of like a flood overflow channel.
It's like a speakeasy for chicken.
He's not going to steer us wrong, right?
Guys,
He did just cover up a horrendous crime.
guys, look back at that crowd.
That's not pretty.
A lot of dead people. A lot of headless people.
Raise your hand if you would kill them all over again.
Oh, all day. All day.
Yeah, well,
all day.
I did that instinctively. I didn't even mean to raise it, but
I've been trying to
yeah.
sew their heads back on so I can chop them off again. I mean, I just, I have a hobby.
That's no life.
Well,
That's no life.
I'm hungry.
All right, you're listening to Four Friends.